Hello, and welcome to Monster Clash, the place where creatures come to die. Today we see a troll, a ravenous, predatory species of giant humanoid found throughout almost all the regions and types of climates, from Arctic wastes to tropical jungles, and came in several subspecies. They are uncivilized, monstrous creatures with voracious appetites that roam from one area to the next, feeding upon whatever they can. A typical adult troll stands around 9 feet tall, and their bodies have thick, rubbery hides, colored in shades of mossy green. They have long hanging arms that end in massive claws, and although they walk upright, trolls possess a severe hunch, which causes the backs of their hands to drag on the ground. But aside from their awkward physical appearance, trolls are surprisingly agile and have absolutely no fear of death. They hunt most other living creatures and are never concerned about the size or number of their prey, flailing wildly with their claws and using a fierce bite. But perhaps the most well-known factoid of trolls is their infamous regeneration. The troll is a giant of large size, armor class of 15, 84 hit points, speed of 30 feet, passive perception of 12, and dark vision for 60 feet away from it. They have keen smell, which brings their passive perception to 17 when they rely on their smell sense, and regeneration, regaining the troll 10 hit points unless it has taken fire or acid damage. It makes 3 attacks per turn, 1 with its bite for 1d6 plus 4 piercing damage, and 2 with its claws for 2d6 plus 4 slashing damage, both with a plus 7, 4 being its strength modifier. And it has caught the smell of a basilisk, an 8-legged reptilian monstrosity with a venomous bite and the terrifying ability to petrify their prey, which makes them extremely dangerous. They come in colors from dark gray to dark orange, and a few have a curved horn atop their noses. But the most notable feature were the glowing eyes that shone a pale green light and had the ability to petrify those that gazed upon it, causing a chemical change in the body that turned victims into a porous stone statue. Adult basilisks can grow to be about 6 feet in length, not counting the tail, which could reach another 5 to 7 feet, and they typically weigh around 140 kilos. They can be found nearly everywhere, including subterranean biomes, and have a very slow metabolism, being lazy and sluggish when not hunting, typically waiting for any prey to wander in, but would never go after them. They are easily angered and utterly irrational, but never fight to the death, and would often flee if it meant it could die. The basilisk is a monstrosity of medium size, of armor class 15, 52 hit points, and speed of 20 feet. It has a passive perception of 9, with dark vision for up to 60 feet away from it. It has a petrifying gaze, forcing a creature that starts its turn within 30 feet of it and sees it to make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 12, or begin turning to stone on a failure, but only at the end of the creature's next turn must it repeat the save, and if it fails, then it is turned into stone until it is freed by divine magic or other means. It does have 1 bite attack per turn for 2d6 plus 3 piercing damage plus 2d6 poison damage, but the bite is not its preferred combat method. The troll has caught the smell of the basilisk's nest, a couple protecting their eggs, and will come for the free lunch. The troll has an 18 for initiative. The basilisks, a 0 and a 1. The troll creeps from behind a pillar of stone, jamming itself through the cramped space with its large body, but can't quite fit all the way through with its 30 feet of movement. The basilisks know the difference from predator to prey, and this is definitely the first, so they will evade the hungry assailer's attacks. The troll will have to make a Constitution saving throw, DC 12, for each basilisk to avoid being petrified. He saves with a 16 and a 12, and will finally make its way inside this alcove, and will roll twice for all attacks, rolling with disadvantage, swinging its arms aimlessly, and biting at whatever bleeds. And they continue to hiss and flash their eyes at their enemy, afraid of being food to something more powerful than them. The troll has to resist the petrifying gaze once more, failing on one of them with a 7 total for his Constitution save, as his skin begins turning to stone. He is restrained, which means he cannot move, and all attacks have disadvantage. But even with a stiffened skin, he is able to bite the tough hide of one of the basilisks for 10 points of piercing damage. The troll's mouth taking a piece of the reptile's flesh and chewing it, the troll not even realizing what's happening to it. The basilisk, seeing that their enemy is turning to stone and restrained, will attack at it, hoping to kill the target before it kills them. They both roll twice for advantage, and the first one hits, causing 18 points of piercing and poison damage total, and the second gets a 23 to hit for 13 points of piercing and poison damage total. But as the troll begins its turn, the poison begins to sip out of its flesh, as the punctures begin to self-heal as the troll's regeneration takes effect. And the troll will continue to try and eat its still living dinner, rolling twice for disadvantage for being restrained. Again, only one bite will hit, at the same weakened basilisk who's already hurt, for another 10 points of damage, and another bite taken from the basilisk. At the end of the troll's turn, it repeats the Constitution saving throw for one of the gazes of the basilisks, and rolls a 13, the partially petrified skin returning to normal, as apparently the troll's regeneration saves it from even that, and it is no longer restrained. The basilisks fear for their survival once more, since the monster not only healed the poison and the wounds, but also the petrification, and will coil in fear, trying to dodge the troll's attacks. And this time, one of the claws slashed the hide of one of them, as the troll continues to bite parts away from the other, for 9 points of slashing damage for the claw attack, and 5 points of piercing damage for the bite. I guess I forgot to make 2 Constitution saving throws for the gaze of the 2 basilisks. And it actually fails on a 10 total, but not much changes, as it already had disadvantage on the attacks, the troll not even caring about its sudden skin condition. As the basilisks give up hurting this enemy, the troll goes again and makes a Constitution saving throw again for the gaze of the other basilisk. But it succeeds on a 20 total and will wildly tear at the creatures in front of it. And again, it manages to slash at the one at the top and bite the one already bitten by it, for 10 slashing damage on the claws and 5 points of piercing damage for the bite, both basilisks now at half hit points. And I forgot the troll regeneration, who is now back at 83 hit points, 1 below maximum. At the end of its turn, it makes a Constitution saving throw, but it rolls a 9. And suddenly, without understanding exactly why, the troll's movement becomes even more stiff, the regenerating skin not being able to heal the magical petrification, as a perfect statue of a troll with a face of horrified confusion, looking at its own hands, decorates the end of this cave. But not for long, as the basilisks are known to eat the petrified remains of their victims, and the large troll pieces will feed them both and their brood.